All right, trade pros, welcome. Good morning, and I hope you're having a great day. I hope you had a great weekend also. We are live here on YouTube for this beautiful Monday morning. It is Monday, December the 2nd. I can't believe it's December already. We're in the last month of the year, and Thanksgiving holidays are over in the US. Stock markets are going to reopen again today, and we're back to the swing of things until the um, end of the month when we're going to be celebrating the Christmas holidays. December this year falls on a Wednesday, the 25th rather. Christmas falls on a Wednesday. So the 25th will be closed. 24th, there's an early closure, and Boxing Day as well, and then December 31st. So there's going to be some weaker volatility and volume towards the end of the month, but the next couple weeks there's going to be some pretty strong trade and the Santa Claus rally, which we'll talk about at a later date. All right, so let's cover the morning market update. The number one important thing that we kind of were watching for this weekend were the Black Friday sales. We on our website we've advertised prices what you pay, values what you get. I really think looking for a deal on an expense item that you're going to consume and it's worth nothing afterwards, other than utility and joy, is a good place to look for deals. I don't think investments is a good place to look for deals at all. You don't want to pay less for an investment. You want to pay what it's worth. All right. And it's going to grow in value. But retail-based consumption shopping is through the roof. Online sales rose more than 19.6% to a total of $7.4 billion on Black Friday. This was the idea behind getting long this XRT ETF, is this strong demand for consumption. All right, so up 20% from the prior year, which is massive. This is the largest revenue event ever, according to Adobe Analytics, who held the survey and polled it. For Thanksgiving, it was estimated that sales grew 14.5% to $4.2 billion, and Small Business Saturday and Super Sunday sales are projected to surpass $7.6 billion. There are no final tallies on. And today is the big day as well. It's called Cyber Monday, where there's online sales and people just buy a whole bunch of crap that they're probably not going to need a couple months from now. You know, I'm going to caution you guys as consumers. Hopefully, I mean, you agree with this. You're investors and traders. You're on this channel for a reason. But the price isn't really the important part. Do you really need it? How much utility and joy is it going to bring to you? And that, is an item that's going to cluster your space in the next couple months. But that being said, don't stop shopping because I'm long XRT. All right, on today's market, you want to keep an eye out on Amazon, Walmart, Target, and eBay. They're the ones that are going to be the big benefactors of the Cyber Monday deals. All right, it's expected to hit $9.4 billion on today's session for retail sales, which is an 18.9% increase from a year ago. All right, Adobe Analytics tracks 80 of 100 giant of the top U.S. retailers, so it's a pretty large set of data that it's using to publish these results, and the whole industry looks for this information. So there we go. Adobe Analytics has given us the background on retail, and it's done very well over this weekend. And we'll probably hear in the next couple of days that it's done very well on Cyber Monday also. All right, at 6 a.m. this morning, after China said over the weekend that they want to see tariffs removed, Donald Trump tweets at 6 in the morning that he's going to restore tariffs on steel and aluminum imported from Brazil and Argentina. All right, so he's expanding the trade war further to other two countries. All right, and he's calling on the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates and loosen policy. That's not a surprise. The surprising part there is the steel and aluminum imports. When it came out at 6 in the morning, the S&P 500 futures held a little bit of ground. I was looking at it here and saying this could be a good short. I don't want to do a pre-market short after a thin weekend of trading or thin week of trading last week. So I'm going to hold tight. And here it is. It's down almost 13 points off the new all-time high that was set at 31.58. The reason being is this. The reason Donald Trump is expanding this trade war with tariffs to Argentina and also to Brazil is that this is where China is now buying agricultural products from. All right, so in an attempt to sanction those countries, all right, and scare China into purchasing the agricultural products and rather purchase it from the U.S., this is the move that was made. It's not a good move. It indicates that they're not actually that close to a trade deal. I'm going to tell you in the next 2 to 3 months, not a single person is going to expect this trade deal to happen. All right, I think this is slowly easing its way out back and forth to the point that it becomes ridiculous and we all just forget about it. And the market says, all right, no trade deal. I think we're very close that if Donald Trump came out today and says no trade deal, I think the market would drop 30, 40 points and bounce right back up. I don't think anyone expects it anymore. It's getting a little bit ridiculous, but that's the state that we're at the moment. China wants tariffs rolled back, not just the December tariffs delayed. They want all tariffs eliminated for the discussion to continue. That's not going to happen. And you could see that by this morning's move by expanding the tariffs to Argentina and Brazil from the United States and Donald Trump's administration. So this thing's not getting any better. No deal will be done before the end of this year. We kind of already said that. And in fact, TRADEPRO Academy, we've held the opinion that no deal will ever be made under these negotiation tactics, all right, on both sides. Here's another interesting fact for today's market. 1 week after the Fed's first 40-day repo, where they lend overnight paper to banks, all right, 1 week after that, we have another oversubscribed reverse repo. So here's what happened. The Federal Reserve allows their primary dealers, which are the big banks in the U.S. and some foreign banks, they have to submit their bonds as collateral in order to get short-term liquidity loans. Right? It's not a stimulus measure because those are repaid. It's just an overnight repo. But check this out. It was oversubscribed by a factor of 200%. So this is confirming that these banks need liquidity into the year end. All right, something's going on that we're not being told about. Traders were looking ahead for today's 42-day repo rates or results because it's going to indicate how much liquidity banks need. The first round is maturing January 13th. It was oversubscribed. The second round, there were $42.55 billion worth of bids for the short-term liquidity for the 42-day repo. It's not overnight. This is 42 days of a loan for liquidity. It resulted in double the amount of bids as the $25 billion availability of liquidity. So the Fed says, here's $25 billion for grabs. If you want this cash, it's a 42-day loan at a very low interest rate. Pledge some of your bonds and we'll give it to you. And the bids that came in or the request for it was double the availability of capital. That in itself is a big sign. All right, there's a shortage of liquidity out there, and it's interesting to see. In today's markets, Japan's up 1%. In the Asian session, Hong Kong's up 0.4%. China's up 0.1%. India's flat. In Europe, at midday, London's up 0.4%. Paris is up 0.4%. Frankfurt's up 0.7%. A little bit stronger in Germany. And in the United States, Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ were up 0.4%. Now they've erased those gains, and we're back to within a point of the close on Friday's trade. All right. Crude oil's up 2.5% this morning at 56.53. We opened at the 56.40. We're seeing a little bit of downside momentum after a huge slide last week. Big news in the crude oil market. I might be stealing Steven's spotlight. I want to hit it with you anyways, or give it to you. Saudi Arabia is pushing for extension of oil production cuts, and that's coming up on December 5th in Vienna. They're having a meeting, OPEC and Russia. So these are the big producing nations, to talk about their latest round of potential production cuts. All right. It's very clear that Russia doesn't want production cuts to be extended. They want to continue to sell their oil in the open market and make money out of it. The way we know it's clear is because Russia in November once again failed to meet its output obligation. So there's an obligation of what they're supposed to produce, and Russia overproduced in the month of November for the not consecutive, but the 8th month of the year. So 8 out of so far 11 months, they haven't put out they've put out more crude oil than they've agreed to by OPEC. So you could say Russia's cheating on the agreement. All right, it would be a fair statement. And so obviously they don't want to cut their production because they're overproducing to begin with, according to their quota. So that's leaking into the market, and that's not helpful for crude oil. They want to extend the agreement that's slated to end in March of 2020 for the production cut agreement, and that's for 1.2 million barrels a day of output total in OPEC nations, plus Russia. All right, and then this morning, Iraq signaled that they're going to continue, or they're going to consider once again deeper production cuts. So last week, market popped on the news that, hey, there is going to be deeper production cuts. Then they said there aren't going to be any production cuts, and they're even considering not discussing them until March, until they expire. And now Iraq says OPEC Plus is once again looking to extend their production cuts or deepen the quota by 400,000 barrels a day. All right, there's a lot of back and forth. We don't really know what's going to happen until the meeting this Thursday. It's on Thursday and Friday. The OPEC meeting is taking place. Expect a huge amount of volatility in crude oil to end the week, and lighter crude oil volatility in the beginning of the week, because it's just going to need to consolidate a little bit. Frankly, it's been on a wild ride the last couple of days, and we need to get some sideways price action. All right, but to end the week, there's huge volatility. The OPEC meeting, number one. Number two, Saudi Aramco's IPO. We're going to find out the price per share, what it's going to be listed at on Thursday. All right, their book is pretty much set to be finalized. It's going public in Riyadh. No other markets are getting allocation. It's just going to be in Saudi Arabia. All right. There's a lot at stake here for this $25 billion IPO, and crude oil is a big determining factor of how this demand for the IPO goes. All right, keep an eye out on that. Gold prices are down 1%, 1462, traded all the way down to 1459.30, 59.80 rather on the overnight lows, just about 50 cents shy of the previous day low. Bitcoin's up 0.1%, still in the low 7,000s. 10-year Treasury yield is up 7 bips to 1.85. And on today's economic calendar, we have two really big releases: 9:45 PMI Manufacturing Index and 10 a.m. ISM Manufacturing Index. Both of those are important. Last time they missed big, and we had huge downside in equity markets. And I think today, it's the Monday after Thanksgiving. I think we're going to see a little bit of a sell-off. So today I'm going to like to start by selling rallies. If we get to break below these 40s on the S&P, actually 42.75 is yesterday's or Friday's close. Target down is 38. Next one down is 32 even on the S&P 500 futures. All right, sell the rallies. Thanksgiving's over. The turkey trade is done. People are going to be dumping. This news of expanded tariffs on Brazil and Argentina is not good news for the overall phase one deal. I think the market's going to let go of some of its gains this morning and throughout the afternoon. All right, that's what we got. 10 a.m. we also have construction spending on the economic calendar. And then slow tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday picks up. And then this Friday, we have the all-important jobs report, which we will be trading in the elite room. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoy these morning market updates. If you guys want to sign up, head on over to TradeProAcademy.com. Check us out. You got a 14-day money-back guarantee. And this product's never going to go on sale. Prices only go up. And you would notice that if you looked at some of the older videos, you see how much it's gone up, and we never discount it. All right, I promise you guys, you'll never pay lower than what you see on the website. I don't discount products that are investments. All right, discounts are only for consumable, reusable, no value, depreciating assets. All right, you guys take care. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you had a great weekend. Be safe. It's very snowy in Toronto, and I love it. I love driving in the snow. But the office is thin to win this morning. There's literally no one in here but me. I live really close. Christmas trees there. And then crypto. You see the plant up there? We call them crypto. We had a naming contest on YouTube, and you guys wanted to call them crypto. So we call them crypto. Darn it. Justin's not in today. Zalia drives in from far in snowing conditions. Victorio had an accident on the weekend. Really sucks. I feel bad for the guy, but I'll let him share it. I don't want to talk about his business. And then Marky told him, why bother, Mark? It's going to be us looking at each other. Any questions on YouTube very quickly? I started my Trade Pro lessons yesterday. Amathia, congratulations. Welcome aboard. Are you enjoying it so far, Amathia? Trump is the tariff man. William says, George, thanks to Trade Pro Academy. November 2019 has been my best trading month ever. Wow. Thanks. December has already started with profits. Good work, William. Very proud of you, man. Let's keep that going. And, that's in large part to your doing. We're here to help you and support you, but I'm very proud of you and your accomplishments. That's great. Thank you, sir, for sharing that. Will also confirm that. Will had a great oil trade. Good job, brother. All right. Awesome team on YouTube. Have a phenomenal rest of your day. Be safe and enjoy your morning. Let's get back to work and make some money. Trade pros in the room. I'm going to hand it over to Steven to talk about oil. I stole his limelight a little bit. I'm sure he'll have some more insight to add. And I will see you tomorrow, YouTube. Take care. Trade pros in the room. Let's get started with their day. Make some money. All right. Take care, YouTube. Bye.